Let's go ahead and compare the new Apple iPhone 15 Pro against the older Apple iPhone 12 Pro. So brand new in October of 2023, the iPhone 15 Pro is the usual $1,000. And we're comparing it with the iPhone 12 Pro. Since it's a couple of years old, we're comparing it with a used price of, let's say, around $350. You can get it used on various websites. So we have a $1,000 device versus a $350 device. Depending when you're seeing this video, this is still a great comparison. So the iPhone 15 Pro released in 2023, iPhone 12 Pro released 3 years prior in 2020. And the weight of these devices are very, very similar, around 6.6 ounces. Nothing really changed there. Build quality changed just a little bit. The iPhone 15 Pro comes in with a glass front and titanium frame, while the Apple iPhone 12 Pro has a glass front and a stainless steel frame. If you slap on a case on both of these phones, you really won't notice, or it doesn't matter what the build quality is, but they're both very, very nice without the case. As for the connectivity, the iPhone 15 Pro is an eSIM only phone, while the iPhone 12 Pro is a nano SIM and eSIM. So advantage the iPhone 12 Pro. Both of these have IP68 dust and water resistance, exactly the same. You can dunk them in water for 6 meters for 30 minutes. Now for the display, the iPhone 15 Pro comes in at a Super Retina 120 Hertz display with 1000 to 2000 nits of brightness. Now the iPhone 12 Pro has a Super Retina display, but it does not have the 120 Hertz. It only comes in at 60 Hertz. Same size display, 6.1 inches. And the iPhone 15 Pro does differ, where it has the dynamic island versus the notch on top on the iPhone 12 Pro. Both of these have a resolution of 460 ppi, but the iPhone 15 Pro has that always on display. As for software, both are running the iOS 17, the newest version of iOS, but the 15 Pro will have several more years of updates. The iPhone 12 Pro is going to get maybe 2 or 3 more updates. Chipset, iPhone 15 Pro has the A17 Pro, iPhone 12 Pro has the A14 Bionic. As for storage, exactly the same again. They both start off at 128 gigs, but for RAM, the iPhone 15 Pro has 8 gigs of RAM, the first in the iPhone line, while the iPhone 12 Pro has 6 gigs of RAM. Now for the main camera setup, both of these have 3 cameras on the back. The 15 Pro has a 48 megapixel main camera, 12 megapixel telephoto, 12 megapixel ultra wide. iPhone 12 Pro, 12 megapixel main camera, 12 megapixel telephoto, 12 megapixel ultra wide. Honestly, all 3 of these cameras on the back, they will produce great videos, great cameras. You really can't tell the difference between these, honestly. And they both shoot in 4K. Selfie camera, same deal. They both have a 12 megapixel shooter with shooting beautiful 4K video as well. Neither of these have the headphone jack, that is obvious. For the Bluetooth situation, iPhone 15 Pro has more modern 5.3 versus the 5.0 on the 12 Pro. And for the charging port, that's where it differs as well. The iPhone 15 Pro has the USB Type-C, the first in its kind as well, versus the Lightning on the iPhone 12 Pro. And both of these feature Face ID for unlocking. The iPhone 15 Pro also has Ultra Wideband 2 plus Emergency SOS, while the 12 Pro only has the first gen Ultra Wideband. As for battery, the 15 Pro has a 3274 milliamp battery, which is a little bit larger than the 2815 milliamps on the iPhone 12 Pro. Both have 50% charge in 30 minutes. Both have 15-watt wireless MagSafe charging. Both have 7.5 watts wireless Qi charging, but the iPhone 15 Pro has that 4.5 watt reverse wired charging, and you're typically going to use that for the Apple AirPods and the Apple Watch. Now, these devices are separated by 3 years, and to be honest with you, you really won't see that many practical changes between these devices. The iPhone Pro line has always been great, and they rarely change from year to year with crazy updates. And performance wise and camera wise, you're really not going to find any differences. I'll be hard pressed to find somebody that could actually tell the difference between these cameras. The major differences between these two is that the iPhone 15 Pro has the dynamic island and the USB-C port for charging on the bottom. Other than that, I cannot really tell the difference. If you were to put these head to head, you might obviously find the iPhone 15 Pro to be a little bit faster, a little bit snappier, but these are both beasts of phones, and they will definitely handle any app that's thrown at them. And everyday use, both of these phones will breeze by them no problem. Except the iPhone 12 Pro does have a smaller battery. If you could find one that is in the 90s or close to a 95% and above, your battery life should be okay. But I'd be very, very worried if you were to pick up this phone and it has any 90% and below battery health. The iPhone 15 Pro is a beast of a battery for everyday usage, and it also has the functionality of charging of stop charging up to 80% if you leave it plugged in, which is nice. It'll definitely save your battery life in the long run, or the battery health of your iPhone 15 Pro. But every day-to-day use, you won't see any difference. And if you could find the iPhone 12 Pro in that $350 range, you could save yourself quite a bundle, and you really won't see that many upgrades if you were to switch or choose the iPhone 15 Pro. So there you have it, guys. That's the comparison of the iPhone 15 Pro and the iPhone 12 Pro.